Thank you very much, and thank you to the whole CAD team for inviting myself and Bridie to talk to all of you about DriveWorks and what it could do for you, and give you an idea about how you might be able to use DriveWorks to benefit your own workflow and the companies you work with. Um, like we said, my name is Ollie, and I'm going to present to you on DriveWorks CPQ for manufacturing companies. And what that means is that I'm going to demonstrate the type of solution that you can build with DriveWorks and create and use to connect all of your different teams and automate all the data and files you need to sell and manufacture custom products. Now, I'm not going to teach you how to use DriveWorks right now. I'm just going to show you a solution that you could build with DriveWorks. If you're interested about how it could work, and I know we've got some customers in the audience right now and they're already implementing DriveWorks for themselves, but if you're interested in any of that, please come and ask myself, Bridie, or Ricardo, Cadney's DriveWorks specialist, any of those questions that you might have. So moving on, what is DriveWorks? So DriveWorks is a piece of software, and it's a piece of software that was built by an engineer for engineers so that they can automate their own, so that they can produce their own automation and configuration solutions. So what does that mean? There's two aspects to that. One aspect is automatically producing all of the data and files you need to sell and manufacture custom products. So that's things like automatically creating a quote, automatically creating a bill of materials, and any manufacturing drawings from your Solidworks drawings, brand new sets of Solidworks files. That's the automation side. But now, if you want to automate all of that, you all know as engineers that someone needs to specify that. Someone needs to collect what your customers want, what custom products need to be created. And that's why using the same software, DriveWorks, to plug into the automation, you can also build yourselves configurators. So that's for yourselves as engineers to use, that's for salespeople to use with your customers, or that's with customers themselves being able to go through and configure your custom, same but different products very easily. And now I said DriveWorks is a solution that engineers can use to build those things, build their automation solutions, build their configurators. How does it do that? It does that by using this technology stack, which has been built for the last, 21 years now, I think it is. And that's been building a large set of tools to allow you as engineers to build these complex solutions without needing to be able to custom code anything. At the heart of that is our rules engine. So that's being able to put your own logic into DriveWorks and your own rules and your own design intent into DriveWorks so that it can calculate all those decisions that might otherwise have to be done manually. And that's at the heart of everything. And all the other examples of our technology here relate to those rules. So automating CAD. We're the best in the world at automating CAD, and we've decided to automate Solidworks. So that's automatically creating brand new sets of Solidworks parts, assemblies, and drawings to fulfill those custom orders. But it's not often that you just want to create your Solidworks drawings or just need drawings. You also need to integrate with things. If you want to build a really good configurator and get it online, you probably want a 3D configurator. So you can do all of those things too using the same tool set. And now, I won't go into that exactly. I've only got 15 minutes with you. I could spend 3 hours here, but hopefully you all wouldn't leave. But I'm just going to quickly go through and talk about what I want to show you today. And that's something called DriveWorks CPQ. So I mentioned earlier, DriveWorks is used to create an automation solution and be able to build these configurators. What DriveWorks CPQ is something we have developed recently to link all of those things together. So that means being able to configure, price, and quote custom products, but also, after doing that, be able to automatically push things into PDM, automatically send things to ERP, automatically generate all of those drawings. That's how DriveWorks differs as a configure, price, quote solution to other alternatives. It's got that world-class SolidWorks integration so that you can produce all of the manufacturing data that you might need. And what that means is this package, this DriveWorks CPQ, connects all of your different teams. It's not just in engineering anymore. DriveWorks sits at the heart of that, and customers can configure, distributors can go on there and see what people have configured, or take people through that configuration process themselves. Your internal sales people can approve quotes and manage discounts. And people like yourselves can implement that automation solution, producing all the manufacturing data and files that you need. And so let's look at some examples of how people might access a solution built with DriveWorks CPQ. Now, I'm going to go into this in a little bit more detail later on, but what we can see here, I'm actually going to start walking on stage. Apologies if the audio doesn't work too well. But what we see here in the middle is, this is a DriveWorks configurator, okay? So this is how a customer might access a DriveWorks solution. And what's going on here is, this is a window configurator that's been built in DriveWorks that is now embedded inside a website. And I'll show you exactly which part of this is DriveWorks. It's just this section here, sat in a normal standard website. So that's one way people might connect to this DriveWorks CPQ solution. The next part about that might be a dealer portal. You might need people in your company to go in and log in and see what's been configured, or even configure directly from the dealer portal themselves, but it's all connecting to this one solution that you can build. And then finally, this portal where people can look at who's configured things, look at what configurations or orders they've put through, move it through that order process or that workflow, and approve anything and access any files that DriveWorks is now generating. So let's take a look at an example of what you can do with DriveWorks CPQ. I've said from the start that it's a tool, it's a toolbox of features that allow you to build the solution that's right for you. So you can customize how it looks, you can customize how it works. What I'm about to show you is just an example of what you might do. So here we've got an example order process, and I just want to go through this before I jump into some videos and show you someone actually using DriveWorks firsthand. So at the start, we've got our customer. So you might want your configurator to be placed directly on your website. Anyone can access it, and what they can do is they can go in and configure the products that they want. Add multiple items to a quote or to an order. That might be custom items, it might be standard items, and then push it along, submit their request. And now that's inside DriveWorks CPQ. The next step might be, you might have distributors that sell your products for you in other regions or anything like that. And they might want to get a notification after the customer's configured something. And they might need to go in there, but it might be that they have some domain knowledge or they need to edit one of those products. Actually, they need a service contract with that specific item, or you could decide to upsell them something or say, actually, what might be better for your requirements, now that we've got your details and we've got kind of what you want, we might be able to edit that and change it from within inside a portal. So that distributor might go on, and to win the order, they might have rang the customer or spoke to the customer, and they might have had to give a specific amount of discount. And all of this links back to the rules that you can build into DriveWorks. And then maybe they need to give a discount over 15%. And to do that, your companies that you work for, you might need to approve that. So your internal salespeople might need to get a notification. And then they can access this portal, that they can see this, they could decide to approve, they could ring the distributor and say, why do you need that discount? And then move it on. And after all that, from the customer specifying the type of window they want, that could then be pushed into the back-end system, creating all of the manufacturing data, that's some Solidworks data being created there, based on those initial inputs, but it's gone through this entire journey, managing all of the configure, price, quote that we looked at before. So now that we see an example of that, let's take a look at it in action. So I've got some videos here, hopefully they'll play, and this is actually a DriveWorks configurator being used. So the bit that's been highlighted now, that is DriveWorks. That's what's been built inside DriveWorks. If you want a conversation later, I'll show you how easy that is to set up. This 3D is DriveWorks, and we're just configuring the type of window we want, going through, selecting all the options that are right for us. In the top right, based on those rules, you'll see the values changing and a price updating so people can make informed decisions about that. And they can go through, specify type, specify color, specify exactly what they want. And once they're finished, see a summary and add to basket. All of that can be customized to be exactly what you want. After that, what they'll get is, oh, I need to press next. After that, they will, and adding multiple items, they could have added a couple of different custom items, some standard items from a catalog. They can go and submit their details, and once they submit that, that's kicked off that process. Their details, those configurations are now inside DriveWorks CPQ. So the next step is we're going to log in as our dealer. And our dealer is going to go and log into this portal that we've got here. There we go. The video hasn't stopped. And this is DriveWorks CPQ, the back end, okay? So all that data that's been entered front end has now been passed to this back end system. And we can see that exact quote that's been pushed through. All the data is there. They can see the total for their order. They can see the items. And they can also go and edit their items from inside here. Alternatively, they could create brand new orders directly from within here if they wanted. So this is this exact same configuration, but it might be that they need to make a change or that it isn't totally suitable. And once they've spoke with the actual customer, their needs are slightly different to what they originally thought. A bit of mentoring, a bit of guided selling. The next step is they could go in, they could add extra items from within inside the portal directly. If we just skip ahead a little bit, cautious of time, one of the things that they might need to do to win that order is, remember, DriveWorks is a rules-based system. You can put your rules in there. What's going on now is we're applying a total discount to the entire order. There could be, you could apply discount to specific items. You can kind of do what you want. And then from there, they're met with this decision. Because it's over 10%, that discount, they're gonna have to send that for approval, send that to our internal sales. Again, all of that is totally customizable and you can decide exactly how it works. So the next step is your internal sales team need to go and log in. Are we typing in there? Yeah, we are typing in. Perfect. Your internal salespeople need to go and log in there, and they can see some extra items here. It might be that they can do extra things, be able to add items in there, take them away, say that they're out of stock, anything like that. What they can do is see those quotes that have been sent for approval, and here we're seeing that exact same quote that was entered on the front end. And because we've got a 15% discount applied, we can see the exact same items inside that order. But in our workflow, we can decide to approve or reject it and move it along that workflow, connecting all these different teams inside the business. So we're going to decide to go and approve that. Great. So, will it do it? Sorry, I created these videos last week, so I can't remember. Oh, let's go ahead. So now, what's actually happened in the background is we have gone in, we've approved that. So what DriveWorks has done, remember I said it could create all the manufacturing data and sales files, anything like that. We've gone and created this document in the background, and it's one place for everyone inside your organization to go and see what's going on with that order. You could decide to go and download it, send it to someone. We could automatically send them an email with it, but that's the exact file that we had that includes all the information that's been input from that original customer. And we can decide to go and upload any files, a single source of truth for that order going through. And the final step, the bit that you're all kind of interested in, is this is our engineering department getting that order. We're pushing it through. We've got the money for the order, and now we can go and generate whatever else we need to go and manufacture those custom items that have been specified. So what you can see now is the back end and DriveWorks taking those inputs that have been entered inside that original website. It's gone through that workflow, and now what we're doing is generating all the Solidworks files to go and manufacture that sash window that was specified initially, and it's gone through that entire workflow. And so that is just a bit of an idea about the type of solution that you can create using DriveWorks. You might not just want to create an online configurator. You might want a platform or a place for your entire organization to process and work through custom orders while still being able to automate all of that manufacturing data, all of those sales files, all the manufacturing files along the way. And that's kind of what I wanted to show you today. But with DriveWorks, originally it was just built as an automation tool, okay? So it was built just to automate brand new sets of Solidworks files. But because of that tech stack that I showed you earlier, you know, the UI builder, the DriveWorks 3D, the integration with other systems, being able to pull data from an ERP system or a CRM system, what we've actually done at DriveWorks is we use DriveWorks to automate lots of our business processes. And often people start with DriveWorks as their automation tool and start doing everything like this. So very quickly, I know I've already ran over, but this is what we use internally to run and automate our entire business. So this is our internal portal. And these are just DriveWorks configurators, but they don't automate SolidWorks models because they can do a lot more than that. They do everything. They do our expenses. I ask my manager for holidays using this system. I can see if DriveWorks licenses have been activated. I can see how support is. I can actually quote DriveWorks software using our own internal configurators. Now, I'm not allowed to show you lots of these because they include data that we're just not allowed to share, but I can show you my holidays and what I get. But this was taken about 2 hours ago. This is, again, DriveWorks configurator. Like I said, they can look and behave exactly how you want. And what this is doing is I can pick my authorizer. Oh, shouldn't do that. I can pick my authorizer, so that's my manager. I can say which holidays I want. Up there in the top right, there's some values that have been pulled with my remaining holidays from a SQL database that runs this in the background. And I can request this, and my manager can get a notification, and they can accept it. And so I know that I can go on holiday at those times or not. And we can do all of that because of this tech stack, because we have a UI builder, because we have integration, because we have rules that can calculate everything. And I just wanted to give you a little idea about the type of things you can do with DriveWorks. And if you've got any questions about how you might do that, or how it works, please just come and ask one of us later on. Thank you very much for all of your time. I'm going to try it. Obrigados. Thank you very much. Cheers.